Okay, no job number to this yet, but we are at the Mill Apartment Homes in Mill Creek. I'm working with Mishu. He's a former customer of mine when he used to be at Thrive Communities. We just got done doing some curbing here in Mill Creek across the street because they own that property. Just did it a month ago. Well, now they need to replace curbing on this side, which is where their business center's at. We need to replace this curbing and paint it red. We need to rip out this curbing and the dirt and the sod and the concrete that they poured in there. And we're gonna pour a monolithic curb and concrete pad here, same height as all of this. But then we're gonna transition as we get up into here, and then we'll turn this into curbing. So we'll remove all the way to here, replace this curbing, and as we get to here, we're gonna transition this, and then we'll start lowering this down and making this concrete all the way through here. As you can see, trucks cutting the corner, jacking this thing all up. He wants to put a nice thick pour of concrete in here and then taper it to 6 inches as we get up here, okay? So, curbing all the way to there, and as we start making our way around this corner here, we'll be at the same height as this curb, as you can see. So it'll be raised, but right from this point, we could start lowering, you know, making the slope go down, and then we'll take it out to this point right here. And what we'll do is we're gonna remove all of this, and then this is gonna become basically a little concrete wall here. So we'll make a 12-inch curb wall right here, and then we'll just do a monolithic pour, or we can do a 12-inch wall that's right here. You know, we need to bury it, so it's going to be, you know, in the ground here, probably, I don't know, 4 inches or so, same depth as the concrete. We'll be in about 4 inches there, and then we'll go 8 inches above the concrete sidewalk here. So about 8 inches above the sidewalk, and then fill it all in with concrete. He doesn't want to do gravel in there. He just wants to fill it all with concrete. So it'll be 12 inches of concrete until you get to about 8 feet back right in here. And then this will start to taper down to about 6 inches. And then as you get to where it comes to a point, it'll just be a poured in place curbing that connects to this extruded curb. Okay, so let's do some dimensions real quick. Removal. We got removal and replacement of 10 feet of curb here, 6 by 8. Paint it red. On this side, let me get a measurement here. So this is 32 feet of curb that we have to remove all the way up to here. And then potentially we're putting back 32 feet of curb, but we'll do a poured in place curbing. And then we're gonna backfill this entire area with concrete. I sprayed in the white. So down here where this curb's at, it sits, you know, at about 6 inches tall. We're gonna make it 8 inches tall. So that means we're gonna take this dirt out here, which is, this is about 25 feet by 6 feet. 25 feet by 6 feet. You're looking at, let's see, it's about 8 inches plus 2. So we're looking at about 12 inches of sod and concrete to remove out of here. And then what we're going to put back is about a 25 foot by, let's go with an average of 25 foot by 6 foot of concrete. It'll be 12 inches down here, 2 inches in the ground, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 4 inches in the ground here. So it'll be about the same depth as the sidewalk. 4 inches in the ground, and then it'll be 8 inches above the sidewalk. So this will look like an 8-inch tall curb wall here. And then it's gonna fill in at 12 inches in depth until you get about 8 feet back. So on average, I would say this is probably a 9-inch depth of placement of concrete inside here in this 25 by 6. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. He doesn't want to make it the same height as the curb. He wants to make it a little bit taller. So when we're out here, we want to be about 8 inches tall at the corner. And then, so this will be a tall poured in place curbing, and it'll just taper back to about 6 inches when you get back here. And it'll look the same height as this curbing. And all of this will be backfilled with concrete out to here. Then we have to paint it at the end. We want to paint along the 12 inches here. We can paint the face, and then we can paint like the same width as you see here. We'll paint about 4 inches, 5 inches of red on top here, right on the edge, so that way cars can see it as they're coming up the hill. But we'll paint that face and the top, and then paint this curb all the way up, and that's going to end up being 40 feet, let's just say 40 feet of red painted curb here. So in total, we've got 40 feet of red curb, 10 feet of red curb. As far as replacing curbing here, we've got 32 feet, 10 feet, and then we've got this 25 foot by 6 foot area of concrete that we're filling in, starting at 8 inches tall above the sidewalk here, and then tapering it down to where it's 6 inches as you get right about here. So right about where this concrete rock is here, or this rock, concrete rock, that's awesome. We just start tapering it down to where it's 6 inches at the top of this curbing. We won't go any higher than the existing curb that's right here right now. But we'll start to gradually take it down, okay? When we're working right here, we're gonna be taking up some of this space, so we might have to put in some traffic control. So where we have a flagger up here and a flagger down here, so that way when cars like this are coming in, we can direct them. They probably won't be able to get around us right here as we're working, is my guess. So we might have to direct them up the opposite side, let people up and down as we do this repair. We want to give ourselves plenty of space here, and we want to be parked up on the hill, you know, probably stage our stuff here, and then be able to have this area down here, and that should do it. So let's just assume a couple flaggers, one up there, one down here. We could put some cones right here, so that way the flagger can stand right here and direct traffic, you know, to go up the opposite side of the hill here. Now, there actually is another entrance that's down there, but you'd have to go all the way around to get to the front here. So I'm assuming that we need to have this traffic control. If for some reason Mishu says, hey, go ahead and close this down, and we'll just close the whole entrance and close that up, then I'll change it on the bid. But for right now, I want to include 2 flaggers to control this, so that way we can have this side closed down. All right, any other questions, let me know. This job's ready to go now.